Hello everyone. TradingLink's trading sharing session in the first week of August. We are meeting you again as scheduled. This week's market. If you are paying attention, last week's TradingLink weekly trading summary. This week, it should be a profitable week. Let's take a look. The main market trends of several products this week. Last Friday, we have a suggestion to short gold if it breaks 2500. Short gold during the short-term non-agricultural data. Then gold, non-agricultural data on Friday. A super negative. And Monday, Japanese stock market. In the case of the financial waterfall, Black Monday. Gold still started a relatively fast. A large drop. Overall. About 14 times. We said that on Friday. After the non-farm data, we have a light position at the 2,500 level. Light position, short-term short position. On Monday, when the market fluctuates violently. Our traders also have short positions. Traders are not recommended to take short positions. A transaction of gold this week. Because gold is a product that fluctuates violently with this risk event. What about the second star product? It is Bitcoin. You can take a look. Let's change the trading software. What about Bitcoin after the downward movement last week? We said this on Friday. We said this. Although this wave of decline was relatively fast, it was also quite fierce. It also broke through multiple technical support levels in succession. 57,000, 53,500. Reached a low point of 49,000. But did we say when Bitcoin? Under what circumstances will it rebound upwards? We said that the premise of this rebound must be the entire platform, after all the long positions in the past 4 months were wiped out. In this market, when the bullish sentiment is particularly weak and cold, will develop a particularly violent upward long. At that time, we were on the weekly line last week. In the weekly analysis, it was mentioned, this kind of particularly powerful positive line, and it will be particularly fast. Then you see, after the Black Swan event on Monday this week, what happens after it falls below 50,000? 2 consolidations, including Tuesday and Wednesday. With the stabilization of the Japanese stock market and foreign exchange market. Yesterday's positive line was particularly powerful. It was very powerful. It went up from 54,800 to 62,800. The increase was as high as 8,000 US dollars. Then this, it is the dealer, a very common method and strategy. When a risk event occurs in the market, when everyone is in a state of panic, when there are continuous breakouts. What about the cryptocurrency market, also called a pin market? In this case, contract trading. What about 80% of customers? The trading direction will be wrong. What about the final result? Most of them will be liquidated, and when the market is panicking and waiting, he will launch a rapid upward pullback. Then yesterday's K-line. He took advantage of a risk event. It is said that Russia has recognized the legal status of Bitcoin and support large-scale construction and recognition of Bitcoin mines. The newly enacted law also recognized many of the currency circle, professional movements and vocabulary, for example, mining pools. Then these will also be issued with more detailed policies on attracting investment in mining farms. Then this incident. After this incident, everyone look at this K-line, just as we predicted last week. Unless everyone knows it. Suddenly an upward bullish trend unfolds. Then you will be very sad. Because you are in 50,000, you may be sold at a loss. Or your account may be liquidated. But when you haven't recovered yet, it went up to 60,000 in an instant. This is the characteristic of the currency circle. In fact, the characteristics of many financial products are also like this, including the foreign exchange market last week. It is also the same trend. Let's switch software. Let's look at the whole last week. The performance of the currency market. That last week, after the Japanese yen, after 5 consecutive days of sharp declines, there is also a stabilization. Now, there is a big divergence. There is a divergence of about 600,600 points. Now, Japanese yen, long-term bearish. USJPY bearish in the long term. Japanese yen rebound. The rebound of the US dollar and the Japanese yen. It is not like other varieties. The rebound is particularly rapid. Let's take a look at crude oil. What about crude oil? It is the best variety we did last week. The best variety. Last week on Friday, we mentioned it in our weekly summary. It should be on August 2nd. When we did the non-agricultural data on Friday last week, we did the weekly summary. Choose a very special time. At 2 o'clock in the morning Beijing time, in the early morning of the exchange, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon of the exchange, we are below 73. We say at this moment, it will allow our traders to open long positions below 73. Open long positions. The closing price will be above 74. There will be a profit of more than a few percent. If you have a 5% position, then there will be a 5% profit within the day. If there is no, jump and open high on Monday. We will close the position quickly. Then on Monday, according to the plan, take the action of closing the position. And we said last Friday, if there is no jump on Monday, opening quickly to close positions will be on Monday. The point is about 71.5 yuan. It is recommended to open a long position. What about Monday's low point? It reached 71.67 yuan. What about this point? It's still quite accurate. What about our K-line last week? Why is the observation so precise? The first point, it is derived from the divergence of the weekly level. There are very few weekly levels. It is possible to do this barefoot, and the weekly level without any lower shadow. Next, after the risk event, everyone has this kind of long position. Cut the loss and close the position. And the trading volume, it is a large volume. Downward. The whole Monday reached 460,000 lots. When everyone is shorting during this risky time, then what about the market? There may be a reverse pullback. 71.5. We are on the 29th. This low point, but actually 2 weeks ago. This week's low is 71.67 yuan, about the difference. Less than our cents. Then this wave, after we open a long position, at the end of yesterday's trading, yesterday's closing price was above 76 yuan. Including last Friday, we also said this week's direction is from 71.5 yuan, running to above 76. What about the 76 line? It's probably the 5-week moving average. It's only a short distance from the 4-week moving average. Then this wave, it's probably 4.5 times. 4.5 times. If you hold 5% of the position, you'll get about 20% of the return. Our traders did a great job in this wave. Very good, no positions were held on Friday. All profits were taken yesterday. Then what is the reason for not holding positions? The reason is Friday. We think there may be a downward trend. Kill the short position, make a long position. Leave the market, for example, this kind of market may appear, or this kind of market. And we can look for historical K-line. There are quite a lot of such market conditions in historical K-line. Let's take the Russian-Ukrainian war as an example. It was also a big rise on Thursday. Friday, pullback to kill shorts. What about Monday? It is a jump. All shorts will be sold. If this wave can be today, today's US market. At the close, if it can fall below 75 US dollars, you can still open a long position very decisively. Open a long position. The bet is on Saturday and Sunday. Iranian risk events, Middle East geopolitics, further fermentation next week. And technical patterns. 5-day moving average difference above 40-day moving average. Continue to go long in the next week. Then this week and month. Lower shadow, including the monthly low. All have been done very standardly. So this week we did quite well in commodity varieties. What about the foreign exchange market? After Monday's black swan, we are short. What about gold? There is also a certain trend this week. After this line is closed, then gold this week is completely on the sidelines, and the next step is not very clear. That person and our team, the overall trend is still bullish. But we still have to wait for all the risk events this week. And the next few days, the entire moving average, after the channel comes out, only then can we make clearer operations. As for commodities, crude oil futures are unhesitatingly bullish. What about Bitcoin? Let's go back to Bitcoin. What about Bitcoin? Our overall feeling and our prediction in the next 3 or 4 days. It will be a sideways consolidation of about 60,000. Then next week, it may also develop a particularly powerful positive line, reached quickly above 68,000. Maybe when everyone hesitated, this positive line came out again. Bitcoin, the only remaining spot position. 1/3 to 2/3 of the position will continue to be held. This week, our traders showed this part. We can share with you our trading records. Then this week's trader presentation session, let's take a look at TradingLink, Commodity Group, a trading order of the Commodity Group this week. These are the 9 most outstanding ones among us. 9 signal sources for commodity trading. Signal source, personal profit is still very ideal. Still very objective. The summary of this week is here. Let's summarize it at the end. Our overall prediction of the market next week. The commodity continues without hesitation. Stick to the 7,576 line. Continue to build positions. Bulls are bullish. Bullshit betting on the Middle East war. Iran and the United States. The situation in the Middle East battlefield has further deteriorated. Bitcoin market. Continue to hold. If you are short on spot now, you can open a position, but you have to open positions in batches. Gold market. Wait until the entire market is in the middle track of the Bollinger Band. You can observe it again. Observe the entire channel. The moving average system is quite chaotic now. The entire channel is further clarified. The foreign exchange market. It is now experiencing violent fluctuations at high levels. The situation is not very clear. It is not recommended to operate. This is this week, our TradingLink transaction sharing and summary. Thank you for watching. See you next week.